Hey everybody, I'm going to try and do a non-edit video because editing takes too much time for me. This projector I have looked at twice, tested it thoroughly twice, and yet for whatever reason the customer gets it back. It is not reliable. It kind of works, like when it comes on it's fine, and when it doesn't it's not fine. So this time I had him send me his wires. It looks like we got some, these are probably Amazon Basics or something, and his power cord. Normally I don't ask for those, but just wanted to make sure because it is boggling my mind as to why that's not working for him. I'm going to keep all of the bubble wrap so that I can reuse it if possible, since this is the same bubble wrap I used to ship it back. There we go. So we know this is a 143, I believe, 141 VDH DNT. I think that's a 141. So first things first, let's get his power cord and plug it in. Pop the lens cap off and watch. I guarantee you, actually watch, I'll probably be wrong, but I think it's going to start. He said he would press the power button, nothing would happen. Blue light. Ooh, no fans though. Hey, it finally acted up. Yay. And lamp. All right, let's leave it plugged in. And larger screwdriver. This is good. I actually got to see it act up. That's awesome. Connector looks good. I do wonder about the door switch, because when I took the door off, I didn't hear it click back. Here, let's. Yeah. Nothing. Same thing. Flashy light, lamp error. Good. That's so much what I wanted to see. That means we can unplug it. Let's get this. And then we have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Yes, 6 screws. Now, originally, when I had this here, there was a piece of glass from the corner. I think it was this corner. There was just like a little shard of glass that was stuck between the fan and the housing of the fan, so the fan wouldn't turn. Let's see, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Yep, it's good. All right, so now we're gonna split. Like that. Looks good. Alright, let me move the camera. Alright, so the first thing, let's just feel that fan's still loose. That's good. There's the ballast, part of the power supply. There's the DMD module. Like, this is pretty much the apex of simplified construction for a projector. It's kind of impressive. Let's see. So there's our low voltage. Comes out of there. There's our switch. Let's pop the lamp back in. If that wasn't in right. I mean, it felt like it was, but let's see. See if this will work. Yeah, there we go. All right, stand by. It's doing the same thing. Nothing. Very curious. What do we have now? Yep, lamp. Alright, well, since nothing's firing up, the first rule of troubleshooting, especially electric troubleshooting, is thou shalt measure voltages. So let's get the meter into the shot, and, pardon me, let's power cycle to put it back into proper standby. Sometimes I would leave it with that error so we could actually check things. But let's see, let's go to the that's the remote sensor. And we got 5 volts on the data and or power pin, so that's good. So it's probably okay. Let's see if I can get into that on this side. So I was probing right there, trying to see what I was getting on there, and I wasn't getting much of anything. Let's pull that wire out. Take a look. Well, we got wires on all sides. Hold it better. And then for a good ground, I'm going to need to get it down there. How do I want to do this? There's a couple ways. Alright, I'll be right back. Okay, I was going to just try and figure this out off camera, but this is a good thing to share with y'all. So what I need to figure out is what pins on this connector I want to check. Now, unfortunately, the connector is surface mount on the other side, so I can't. So instead, I'm going to see if we can take the whole main board out. We'll look at it, we'll figure out what pins what, and then figure out the best way to measure it. Definitely unhook the color wheel. Probably make sure the color wheel isn't jammed, but I don't remember it ever seeming that way, so we'll get the voltages figured out first. Oh, I got to take those. I was hoping I could take it all out as one unit, but wrong one. So crazy how it's really nothing. Like that's the whole main board for an HDMI projector. Here's an older one. No HDMI. I think that's out of a Mitsubishi. That's the new one. Here. Dual HDMI. So that ITE chip does the HDMI switching. So if you ever lose HDMI, that's an area to check. Also, these little TVS diodes there and there, they can short out intentionally to protect the chip. Let's see, and then on this side, oh, this is where I want to look. Here's where power's going in. Going in here, we got some filter caps. So I want to find which pins are ground. I don't see any obvious fuses. So let's go to continuity, turn on the beep, and let's see, are these capacitors sharing the ground? Yep. Alright, so middle one's ground. Alright. So those four are ground. The other ones are power. So ground, power. Let's see if we can find 12. Alright, so 12 volts here, these four. Ground is the next four. Then we probably have power good and power factor, or power good and not used. So that means on this end, let's see, it goes that way. So black, white, gray, and purple are 12. Oh, and then that purple, that blue, that red, that orange are ground, and then yellow and green are the power factor and or power good. So that tells me, what does that tell me? Tells me we can check just at the wire. I got my clip on, I do. Let's get power. Back to DC. So from here, 1.5. That's not good. 1.5. Do we have a standby 5 volt down here? No. There's 5. Alright, so that's our standby. We should have 12 here, not 1.5. That's the problem. It's probably got a capacitor or something. So, let's take this back out. then we need to get down to the power supply. So can I take that one out? And these. A little more. I don't have a, I think that's a 6mm, which I don't believe I have here at the moment. Alright, I'm not going to make you guys sit through that. So we'll take this out. That's 5mm. Now, yep, we got that mainboard basket. There we are. Let's keep that there, because that's important. It keeps the light from bleeding in. That comes out. Now we can see the power supply. We just need to get that out. Wire. Alright, now the wires should all be out of the way. Open that up. Let's see if we can lift it up now. There it is. That's the power supply and ballast. There's the ballast control right there. There's our output. 12-volt. So everything looks okay, unless it's that guy. Sometimes this is known to go bad. Let's see, where's the 5-volt come from? 5-volt standby. Focus. Let's see, 5-volt standby. Is that this one? No, that's probably power good, or power factor on. Yeah, here's 5 volts, because it even, does it go through that switch? Looks like that switch is connected to it. That's the door switch right here, and there's the inductor and the capacitor for it. What do we got? 50 volt. Ew, it's huge. That goes, let's see if we got this right. Trying to make sure this is, yeah. I might connect this all out of circuit measure it that way because it's a very simple power supply. Check this. Yeah, and that's a triac. It turns on the 12 volt. So this doesn't have anything on it. It looks like it broke. You guys can't see it. This right here, that looks like it may have had something on it and then it didn't. So it goes to a 60, what's that say? 6R8, so it's 6.8 ohm. Let's see if that's right. 7 ohm, yep. Let's see, what's this? A diode. Where does that go? To here? No. Oh, that's a capacitor. Okay. Okay. Yeah. So that's the rectifier for 12 volts. Let's make sure that's good. Okay, maybe. Yep, looks alright. But I wonder about that thing, right? That little piece that I pointed at. It might be a capacitor. Yeah, it looks like those, so it's probably a capacitor. Alright, well, simple things first. Let me pause it so I can get this set up for testing. Alright, so I've it set up for testing. I just have the little door switch wire tied in. We're going to test that side. So let me get you guys a better zoom view. So we're set up. Let's get power. So there's now 400-ish volts in here, I think. So let's see. That's ground. 5, yep. Oops, come on. .3, 12, 12, 0. So it sounds like it's not coming on. I'm going to plug the main board back in. Alright, so I have a fan plugged in. I'll back out a little bit. You can see the fan. And I have the main board plugged in. So we should get a standby light, which we do. So let's get... Now I can actually use this for a ground. Makes it a little easier. Good, you can still see. So let's see, standby voltage, got 5. See if I have that 12. I do have 12 back here and here. So what happens is when you turn it turns on that SCR, and the SCR then lets the 12 volts out to the rest of it. So let's just go right here. Ready? No fan, but we got 12 there, so that's good. Let's see if I got it here. Yep. But it's not seeing the color wheel or the ballast or anything, so I'm not too surprised. It's holding, so it thinks it's warming up, but it's not. It should error out soon. I wonder if this is just a case of some bad connections or bad solder. This is that stupid rose solder. Because before I had 1.5 volts when this happened, and we got that lamp error. So let me see if I can turn it off. Holding it. Nope. Alright, let me do it the other way. So now I'm going to try and put the main board back in with the power supply on the outside, and we'll see if we can run it outboard. Alright, so main board is back in. Color wheel is connected. Fan is plugged in. No ballast wire. I don't really want the high voltage kicking off when I have it like this. It'd be fine, but not that fine. Use this screw hole again. No. There we go. That'll hold it. So let's revisit. We should have 5 volt in standby. We do. We have nothing on the 12, which we shouldn't. So let's see if we get fans when I do this. And that noise you're hearing was the color wheel trying to fire. So it was trying to run. That means we have an intermittent power supply fault, I suspect. Which probably solder related. Let's see if we see anything obvious in this area. Not really. So that comes in through there. That goes over through here. So maybe something in there. Or a connection. Maybe it's just a bad connection. Because this is obviously working. But when I saw this one before and I had that 1.5 volt, that really made me curious. It could be, no, that feels alright. Just looking to see if any of those wiggle on the other side. But well, capacitor was charged. So, cap is decharged now. That guy hold quite a bit. Yeah, probably need to reflow stuff in there. So that's what I'll look at. Oof, there's still 240 volts in there. So just for people who think capacitors are easy for messing around with, look at that. And how long has that been since I unplugged it? So anyway, I'm going to let that charge down and I'm going to go see if I can get a service manual on this. I'll be back. Hey everybody, welcome back to repairing this Optoma projector. The power supply in this thing's been driving me absolutely nuts. I thought I had it repaired, I don't know, half dozen times. It would work for a little while and then it would stop. It ended up being a P-Channel Mosfet on the power supply. This is still charged, so I'm going to be careful. But it goes here, and the replacement one's a little bit larger, or quite a bit larger. But I found that this one became very intermittent, and finding a proper replacement of just this one was next to impossible, at least around here, or for a reasonable price. So I had another P-Channel Mosfet. It was a little larger, but I was able to solder it in, and it clears everything. And actually, it works really well so far. So I think what I'm going to do now is get ready to reassemble it. I do have some Captain tape to put over, protect things. There should be enough clearance for this. You can see it sits up, you know, probably double the thickness, but I think the standoffs for the screws will be enough to clear. This will also run a little cooler. What happens is you have 12 volt source on this pin, then the center pin slash heat sink feeds the 12 volt out that goes up to the main board. Now the gate sits at 12 volts when it's off, and then when it turns on, this drops to 6 volts. And since that drops down to 6 volts, that turns on this P channel and sends the 12 volts from here to here. So it's essentially a switch that turns on positive 12 volts to the rest of the projector. This one was intermittent. It would work sometimes and not other times. It drive me nuts. I thought I had capacitor problems, bad traces, cracks, you know, because it would work. I'd go to test it, it would fail, then I would, you know, hit it with some solder, clean up some solder joints, and it would work again. Then I thought, you know, maybe this thing's intermittent. So I desoldered it, and I started checking it with the meter, and sometimes it would check open, and sometimes it would check good. In fact, let's see if it'll do it now. Let's get the meter. Come here, meter. Alright, y'all can see that. Let's go to diode test. So I should have a diode. See, I have that. Now, I think, yep, nothing. So let's turn it on. Oops. Let's see if that turned it on. Nope. There we go. That turned it on. And then see if that turned it off. Nope, that didn't turn it off. Maybe I gotta do it this way. Bring it positive again. Yeah, so it'll turn on and off sometimes, and other times it'll just be open. So anyway, putting that one in, definitely got it running right. So I'm going to set the power supply back inside. And then we'll try it with the power supply back in place. Because running it on the table here is a little sketchy. I don't want to get electrocuted. I already decharged the capacitor the hard way one time. Unplug that. We take that out. And then these guys up here, because this has to come out. I do see one side. I think I got them back. Oh no, it's the right side. Yeah, this side has a little shoulder. That little shoulder there goes through the main board. So that comes out. Let's disconnect our door cheater. Now the fun part, trying to get that all back in there. I actually wonder if I should take this all out. Let's just see if we can finagle it back in. I really don't want to take out the optic assembly and all that. I'm pretty sure I can. Just do this, yeah. Come on. Now it's down. Let's get it on the screw terminals. That side's good. Yeah, and that side's got plenty of room to clear that taller part I put in that taller P-channel. That goes through there. This goes down here. That helps hold the power connector in place. In fact, let me grab the screws. Alright, so I got most of the screws back in. That screw, those two wires are plugged in. New tape on the color wheel. Got my little clip holding the switch. Let's get the power cord. Hopefully I don't bump the tripod, of course. Lens cap. And turn the power on. Standby light is good. And let's see, we should get fans and lamp and everything in a moment. Hey. Although I think that lamp wire, oh no, it's clear. Gonna redress that white lamp wire. It's a little close to the fan. But that's good. We got a picture. There we are. Focus it a little. And then let's get the menu. Test pattern. Grid. Purple grid. White grid. There we are. That's really good. That's really, really good. So the whole problem with this silly thing is, get the focus, that guy right there. And you can probably find them, but really, if you find a P-Channel Mosfet that's the same value or close to the same value, it'll work. It's just turning 12 volts on and off. It's not running an amplifier or anything special. So this is really good. Let me shut it down. And then once it shuts off, I'm going to unplug it for about 10 minutes, then plug it back in, because one of the other issues was it would just kind of intermittently do that power thing. And one of the ways I found to replicate it was to unplug it. I guess so the power supply charges down and that MOSFET could go bad. So let's pull the power cord out. And actually, while the power cord is out, let's put the back on, because that has a little clip to help hold the wires. Take my little clip off the switch. Let's see, and that screw. Oh, right. There's a screw right there that has to go under that board. So I gotta lift the board up just a little bit. Get that under. Yeah, that'll be good. I like that. There we go. I'm trying to get it straight. It's a little difficult. There we go. Just got to get that to snap down. There's a little tabs down there that got to lock in. So that goes there. That goes here. So those are in. I already did those. And then let's get our wires back under this holder. Actually, I don't think the low voltage goes in there. It looks like that's just the speaker and the door switch wire. Then the lamp. I don't want the lamp wire to hit the fan. Yeah, see, that's going to get caught in the fan. You know what? I wonder if that lamp wire went in there. I should check my check the earlier video. Let's get that door switch back in. Yeah, I kind of think, let's see, can I put that in here? And then that in there, kind of like that. Then this will go down here. Yeah, and that's plugged in. That's out of the way. I mean, these are insulated. It's not going anywhere, but just to keep it from rattling about. And we have the cover. No more screws. Nope, no more screws. Oh, we got to get the make sure the zoom is in the center so it lines up. Good. clutch way down. Lastly, there we go. It's all back in. Looks good. That's the door. Get that close. Do that snug. All right, that's the bad part on that foam right there. So let's get the power cord again. It's been a few minutes. Oh, I got the screws in the back to put back in. Almost forgot about those. Before we start it up, and there we go. Our standby light is on. Let's move it so you guys can see the wall. Good, blue. A color wheel. There we have Optoma coming up. Looks good. And again, let's go back to the test pattern. And then I will move this over to the test area so I can cook it a bit. Comes back up, all the screws are in. That silly FET caused this poor guy weeks or months of hassle. He's been having problems with this thing since day one, and Optoma gave him such a hard time about it. And I told him I wasn't super optimistic, only because intermittent problems can be really a hassle. But I'm positive that's it. This is the second time since it's been here that I've been able to get it start up twice in a row without issue. So let's turn it back off. I'm gonna move it over to the test area. Alright, so this is on the screen. Get that, there we are. And this is just YouTube. Again, I have the projector up a little higher than it should be, so pardon the picture not being straight. But you get the idea. Zoom it in a little bit. So what we're going to do is I'm going to let it run here. It should be fine. If I get an hour out of it, I'm going to power it down, and then I'll try it again, and I think we'll be good to go. So if you have any questions about your Optoma, feel free to stick it in the comments or head over to reddit/r/projectors and check out the community over there. And more importantly, as always, thank you for watching.